Hello, Journey family and friends. Thank you for joining us for Midweek Conversations, last one of September.
Last one of September.
Joined by Pastor Dustin Agard.
Good to see you.
Good to see you,
Good
my
to have
friend.
you. No, it's not Thanksgiving. I know we got a feast.
Kind of looks that way,
Yes.
doesn't it? Yeah,
Yes.
we got some food here, which is a little different than we normally have, but we've got some food here. We'll explain that more in just a moment as we kind of get to that. I'm kind of hungry. You know, as we record this, it's right around lunchtime, so I'm getting hungry.
Yep.
We'll see what this is. Good. And I didn't bring any lunch, so here we go. All right. Hey, it's been second week in the Turning Trauma into Triumph series. Very excited about how that series is taking traction, how many people are responding and resonating with that. It's because we all got a lot of trauma that we're dealing with, that we've dealt with, and particularly here in Central Florida, so many people have been impacted by loss, by sickness, by just a lot of things that's happened. So I feel like it's a timely word.
Yeah. One of the things that we as communicators like to do, we don't want to just inspire. I mean, inspire doesn't really change anything. We want to actually have legs to it. We want to inspire to application.
Right.
And one of the things I appreciated that you did at the end of your message is you talked about, hey, if you need to get help, get counseling. Let's create some next steps. And I just want to say kudos to you. We had a number of people respond in trying to figure out, okay, how can I get counseling? Where can I get counseling from? I have a child or a marriage or whatever it is. And I love when a congregation leans in and says, yeah, I need to, he's right, pastor's right, I need to go ahead and try something.
You might want to go back a few weeks back on a midweek conversation when we talked to Shelley Smelsky. Yeah. Shelley's our Director of Care Ministries. And so support groups, and hopefully here you can see a link to find out a little bit more about what those support groups are. We do have some means of coming around people that are hurting for different reasons. Journey to Christian recovery, addiction issues, divorce care for the men and women that are going through divorce, and obviously grief share, where you've lost a person that you love. And so those are three examples of support groups that we have right now. I know Shelley's talked about expanding that ministry, and she's at work behind the scenes. We're going to have Shelley back on here pretty soon just to talk about the next level of development that she's thinking through in that area of ministry. But so check out the support groups. That's a way to help.
Yeah, one of the things I loved, and I know so many Journey people do, is how you're transparent. And you say, hey, I need counseling. I have a counselor. And to make us better, to make us understand more of the gospel, to where we're wounded, to bring healing, and just so many other things.
It would, and wouldn't it be it would feel different if I hadn't sought help. I mean, wouldn't that be a different tone?
Yeah.
You need to get help. I'm good. You're messed up. You need to go get help. And that's what creates a toxic culture at a church. Yeah. Is when, all the messages are, hey, those people out there are really messed up. I'm good. Yeah. I don't need any help. But when we all begin to say, listen, we're all a mess. Yep. And we all need help. And my family's impacted as well. It changes the tone of the conversation. We just came out of a session, you and I were in with some of our other pastors, about recognizing your own complicity in stuck systems. So a lot of times, family systems, church systems, a lot of things get stuck. And what we all are doing is that. We're never pointing to us, we're always doing that. And we don't realize, I wrote down a statement, this is so good. Your reactivity is part of your complicity. So how you react in a situation, if you get really defensive, if you get really angry really quick, if the right name or the right party or the right whatever comes up, boy, you're just ready to go. Yeah. You need to check that. That's a reactivity issue that's telling you. And your reactivity is part of the complicity of why that system's not healthy. So I just love this series. I love the story of Joseph. And it's just going to get better and better because we're going to see more of the complexity. So this week's message, we're going to talk about the autopsy of trauma. And the autopsy of a trauma is we're going to take a look and see at the major trauma. We've kind of hinted at it, set it up a little bit. But this Sunday's message really looks at, here is the trauma that Joseph went through, particularly with his brothers and being sold into slavery. And then the story just kind of goes on from there. And there's just so much application. There's so much we all relate to. Here's a little fact for you. You read the book of Genesis and there's miracles and God speaking to people and all these things are happening. You get to the story of Joseph, the last 13 chapters, there's no miracle associated with the life of Joseph. There's really not even an audible voice from God the way his great-grandfather Abraham heard. Yeah. All we read, we'll introduce it this week, the Lord was with Joseph. Yep. And part of what makes the story of Joseph so powerful is it's relatable. Yeah. He's so relatable. He's a son, he's a brother, he's a slave, he's an administrator, he's all kinds of different ways that Joseph is relatable. So anyhow, this week, autopsy of trauma. Looking forward to that. But go ahead.
No, I like that. One thing when we're talking about this autopsy, I often think about this process whenever we're dealing with any kind of issue. If I were to get hurt in a car accident and I go to the hospital, the very first thing the doctor's going to do is take this really big, expensive light and shine it on my problem. And it's not to shame me. He wants to fix me.
It's got to be revealed.
And we can misunderstand the light that it plays in exposing darkness in this. And that's what's going to come out in this series is we hope more and more of us are exposing things in the light, but it's only so that there can be healing, so that you can be whole, not so that you can be shamed. Yeah. And I think there's a misunderstanding of that. Yeah. And so hopefully more and more people are stepping into the light so that you can get and receive healing. You mentioned something a minute ago, just with counseling. It made me remember about Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, retired professional baseball player for the Yankees. At the time, was the highest paid baseball player in the history. Played for the New York Yankees, one of the most popular and hard to play for organizations on the planet. And it kind of got out that he was seeing a counselor. And in a negative way, there was stigma to it.
Exactly.
And I love what A-Rod said. He said, I'm the highest paid baseball player in one of the biggest cities in the world, working for one of the most demanding bosses. He said, the story should be about me if I didn't see a counselor.
Exactly right.
And I thought, what a great, and that's how it is with what you were saying.
I agree.
The story should be, why aren't we getting more help?
It's not that, hey, our pastors go to counseling. It's why did it take so long for us to get there? So anyhow, I did just some really good stuff. You mentioned a doctor and bright lights and exposing. There's an old joke that says if there's a doctor you could go to and if he can't afford to cure, he'll touch up your x-ray. So I mean, I don't know if that's funny or not, but there are folks like that. Hey, I don't want it fixed. I just want you to make it look better. Yeah. I just want you to make me look good in this situation because I don't really want to deal with that. And this is a series about dealing with that. Yeah. Some good stuff happening, Pastor Dustin, around our ministry. We always spend some time on Monday morning with all of our staff and just celebrating the wins God's given us. And we always rejoice in baptisms. We saw a baptism this past week and a cool story about a young man that was baptized by the leader of his ministry. Tell him that real quick.
Yeah, so the gentleman that gets baptized, he's a student and
sophomore in high school.
Sophomore in high school, begins serving. He's one of our cameramen.
Yeah.
And so he's walking around. I'm seeing him walk around with the camera this past Sunday, and I'm looking for him here, but he's not down here. He's in the baptismal. And this is what I love is Josh Fenson, who's the leader of our next gen worship and tech, and so he builds a team and pours in, and Josh Fenson is the one, as you can see in this photo, he's the one baptizing this young man because he doesn't see himself as a tech person. He sees himself as a disciple maker through tech. Yeah. And that, I couldn't be more, as a pastor, I couldn't be more proud of our team for that.
We get excited, not just when we get to be a part of life-changing baptism like that, but when we get to see other people do that. So when life groups or rooted group leaders baptize people in their group, that fires me up. Yeah. I mean, I love baptizing people. I love doing that. But seeing other leaders do things like that really gets us fired up. And then last week, we saw 5 baptisms, children of some folks connected at Journey or previously connected at Journey. Chris Williams and Shannon, I think their 4 children were, I think they have 5, but I think 4 of the 5 were baptized. That was a cool thing to see. And then Brandon and Crystal Carr's son, Brandon and Crystal both were involved in Journey. They're now at another ministry, but their kids are still involved here with our student ministry. Cameron Carr was baptized as well. So that's 6 baptisms.
But check this out.
Yep.
I just thought of something.
Okay.
All 6 of those are tech people.
Wow.
These are tech families.
That's true, yeah.
All
yeah,
6.
Chris Williams does our audio at our Apopka campus.
Brandon Carr was on staff.
Yeah, he was
tech.
He was our tech director
and
for a little bit.
Now he's at another church doing great
tech
things.
directing, yeah, right.
So God's moving in our tech ministry. How cool is that?
I love it. I love it. That's a good thought.
Man, praise God for that. I love it.
Good thought.
That's really cool.
All right, we got a couple of big things coming up, Pastor Dustin. One of them is Serve Day.
So excited about
So that
Serve
is
Day.
October 23rd.
October
23rd. That's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
Okay.
And it'll be in the morning, 9 to noon,
9 to noon,
around
something
there.
like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Really excited about that, and mentioned it in the offering piece, and then announcements, and a huge response.
Yeah,
and
I think we heard there's 170 people.
179 people already
179 people
signed
have
up.
already signed up. We're a month out.
A month away.
Yeah, we're a month away.
And I think
that's
that
very
just
cool.
shows the heart of you journey.
Yes.
And just so grateful.
To serve, yeah.
Even people that can't make it have reached out and said, we can't do it. Can we give donations, or what can we do to help? And just, I love your heart. And Jeff Henderson is a pastor out of Atlanta. He wrote a book and kind of this concept of this idea of 4.
Yep.
And really, that's our heartbeat with Serve Day, is we want to always continually let the community know that we want something for them, not from them. That we want to be a church that is known for what we're for, not what we're against.
Yeah.
And a lot of surveys over the past 20, 30 years, it's Christians are known for what they're against, not for.
Yeah, exactly.
What we want to do is say, no, we're for the community. We're for you, Lake County. We're for you, Apopka. We're for our neighbors. We're for the schools. And we just want to not just say it, but come alongside with a shovel, with a rake, some clippers, some paint.
A drill.
Go to some, we're going to be going to some widows' homes, single moms, some organizations, schools. And as a matter of fact, this is cool. And I'm going to challenge you, okay? We're having so many people sign up that now we're going, okay, we need a couple more projects.
Yeah.
And so maybe you have a neighbor, maybe you know someone that has a nonprofit that can use some help, or whatever it is. If there's a way that we can come alongside, we'd love to be able to help. And I know Tammy and Cass are doing a great job leading that, and so we'd love to help connect the dots. Really excited about Serve Day, though.
Awesome. Yeah.
And maybe you haven't signed up and you want to jump in, you can sign up by following the website below. And the reason signups are important, because we'll get you a shirt with the proper size, and then just the logistics to know where to go.
Same for our online community.
So our online community, they can sign up. Here's the challenge. We would love, wherever you're at. Just this past weekend, I know we had some people in the Philippines. I know we had some people in Bangladesh.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so Mythu, if you're watching this in Bangladesh, shout out to you. And they may want to do, these people around the nation, around the world, may want to just do their own version in their neighborhood or whatever. We'd love to send you a shirt and get some photos.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, very good. So that's October 23rd.
Yep.
And we'll take some time at another edition of Midweek Conversations to talk about, but it's a big family event, next gen event. It's called Fall Fam Jam.
Fall Fam Jam.
Yeah, it'd be uncool to say Fall Family Jam. That sounds way outdated and all that. Fall Fam Jam.
Pastor John, you can never sound uncool.
Oh, man.
If you say it, it trends.
You haven't talked to my daughters.
So Fall Fam Jam is an event that we have. I think we're going on our second, third year, and our next gen puts it together. And really the goal is to serve families and just have a fun fall kind of festival. And the heartbeat for us with a lot of these events, whether it's Kid Jam, Jingle Jam, Fall Fam Jam, Serve Day, we want to consistently build a bridge between us and the community. And here's one of the reasons why. There are friends that many of you have that will never come to church on a Sunday, but they'll come to church on a Friday because it looks and feels different and maybe less intimidating. And our goal is to create a healthy environment for you to invite your friends to something that they might say yes to have a positive experience, meet some leaders that we can relationally build a bridge with so that eventually we can share the gospel. And that's one of our heartbeats.
What are the dates again? We're going to be, and it's, by the way, it's going to be both at Lake County and Apopka campuses,
We'll
right?
have 2 separate ones, and one will be on a Friday, one will be on a Saturday.
Here's the dates. Take a look at the
Here are
screen.
the dates right here, and some more information, and the times and everything, and you can figure out which one you want to be at, and invite some friends. The reason we have these isn't just for Journey people. I mean, it really is for you to invite friends. So we'd love to have you invite your neighbors, your friends, and have a good time.
All right, Pastor Dustin. It's time to open up our containers.
What are we opening? What is this for?
Well, you know what this is for
do, but
because you gave a chance. So our food services director here, Stacy Mackey, wonderful gal. Stacy is a chef, real chef. She's been on Midweek Conversations before with us. You challenged her 2 weeks ago in Midweek Conversations when you had on our brother from Ghana, Leo. And Leo talked about peanut soup, which is a Ghanaian, it's really an African, but a Ghanaian delicacy, specialty that they have there.
What is your favorite dish that your wife would make?
Favorite dish my wife will make is rice balls with peanut butter soup. And I want to invite you to prepare some or to look for some and eat.
All right, so this is what we have. We have someone on staff that runs a kitchen. Her name's Stacy.
Okay.
So Stacy, that's the challenge.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can come up with some peanut butter soup.
So Leo, if you're watching this, we had Stacy, we challenged her, she made it. And Leo, I don't know how you make it, but here, I've not tasted this yet. We're gonna do it live right here. I'm extremely nervous. Stacy is a good cook, but I'm nervous.
Well, you got a little particular palate.
I do.
I mean, you know, Pastor Dustin's got issues, and among them are palate issues. And
I'm going to counseling.
I know,
that's
dude.
One of them.
Yeah, it's good. Hope you talk about can you eat something green. So we're going to dig in.
Okay.
Thank you, Stacy. By the way, Stacy, Cooking with Stacy happened last night.
Yep.
So you can go back and check out. And is that the one where she did that lobster?
That's a lobster meal.
Oh my gosh. I mean, she did like lobster etouffee.
Yes.
And New Orleans bread pudding. So not
you
so
can
much
go on
on
our
the lobster.
YouTube link right here and
absolutely.
check that out. You'll enjoy that.
All right, Stacy, Leo, here's for you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Peanut soup.
That's pretty good. I like it.
Leo.
Got a little kick to it.
Oh boy. Leo, this
All right.
will let you know how much I love you.
Come on now.
Stacy, this is going to determine if I continue to love you.
Come on now. Well, is that a good laughter or bad laughter? Hey, don't you spit that out. You swallow that, like my grandson. You swallow that.
All right.
All right.
I was too busy laughing that I couldn't taste it.
Pretty good.
Wow,
isn't
that
it?
does have a kick to it.
It's got a little bit of a kick to it. It's pretty good. Well, we
have a
got
kick.
some croissants to finish it off with. We won't make you
That
watch
is
us
different.
eat that, but thank you, Stacy, for doing that. Thank you for joining us on this week's Midweek Conversation. Join us on Sunday, online, on site, 9:30, 11:15, turning trauma into triumph. We're excited about that. As always, we are loving the journey.